Hi, my name is Josh Douglas with JoshDouglasFishing.com. Today we're out fishing the Mississippi River just south of Minneapolis, Minnesota. We've been doing an absolutely excellent job of catching smallmouth bass this morning. I just wanted to take a second to go over the tactics that we've been using for success today. We're fishing riprap banks, pre-spawn, spawn, and post-spawn smallmouth. It's overcast skies. We started right away today fishing reaction style baits, thinking that was going to get them going, and it just didn't work out for us. So instead we went to one of my tried and true methods that I love to fish. Instead what we're doing is using Texas rig plastics and just pitching the shoreline, trying to pick off these bass. To do this, what I like to use is a true tungsten weight. Today we're going with a 5/16 ounce weight. It's spring, we do got a little bit of a current, and that 5/16 helps my bait get down quick, but not too quick that it's getting caught up in all the rocks. To start, I'm using just an Eagle Claw bobber stop. If this was game day, this is tournament day, I'd probably go with more of the true tungsten smart peg system, but this will work totally sufficient. I start by taking one of these pegs, sliding it through my line, right up on top of the line. And then I'm going to go with, like I said, we're using a 5/16 ounce true tungsten weight. You can go on True Tungsten's website and get the smart peg, the true tungsten size chart, and you measure up. That way you can just keep them all in storage like I do. This is the 5/16. I'm just going to slide this up to the bobber stop. And for a hook, I'm using the Jovela 4/0 offset shank hook, which, as you can see, is a real nice offset on there. Really helps get the fish. I'm using 16-pound fluorocarbon line. I use your standard Palomar knot when I do this. It rarely lets me down, if ever. I've heard both ways, but I go with what I have confidence in. I make sure to wet the knot real good, as that helps cinch down all the sides on the knot, especially with fluorocarbon, and doesn't weaken the line. I'm just going to take a scissors here and cut off my tag end. For the business end of this rig, I'm using a Reaction Innovations Sweet Beaver. Hands down, easily one of my favorite baits ever made. I go through quite a bit of these in a given season. And today I'm using a green pumpkin with black flake. I'm just going to rig this Texas style. Go through and just wind it back up so it goes over your knot, and then bring the point through the meat. That way you can tuck it in here and make it weedless. Weedless, it helps it from preventing on rocks. And I'm just going to take my weight and slide that's your rig. Then what I'm going to do, since we do have some stained water, is I'm going to take fluorescent marker and just get the tips of these. It's also got some garlic scent on there. Helps some smallmouth really hang on to it. Once you got it all set up, pull apart your tails, and we're ready to go fishing. As you can see here, I'm fishing a riprap bank. The current's coming in, and the smallmouth drops off relatively quick. Starts off at 1 foot to 2 feet and drops off into 8-9 feet in a relative hurry. I find that these fish, when they're real active, they're sitting up on top of it. Later in the day, they might drop off. You have to fish a little bit slower. But I'm going to use an underhand pitch so that my bait lands softly. I don't want to scare nothing out of there. And just work the beaver along the bottom. A lot of times when you're fishing this technique, you won't actually feel a bite. I'm constantly watching my line. You'll see it shake, you'll see it move, you'll see it start running off to the side. A lot of times that's a fish. really give that thing a lot of action, hop it along the bottom, pull it, or sometimes they just want a dead stick. There's one right there. Oh, it's a good smallmouth. And that's what that's all about. Nice smallmouth. And you can see that that Mayachi hook right here. Oh, sometimes, man, it gets them in there good. That thing wasn't coming off ever. True tungsten weight, reaction ovation, sweet beaver, and a Mayachi flip hook. Let her go. See you, girl.